Hi, I'm IceBeatsDragon, and I might have an addiction to shooting stuff. I've been so entranced by this game. I can't even go to sleep without it being etched into my frontal brainicule. Anyway, writing this script is taking up my Ripper Annihilation time, so allow me to break down my greats and regrettables of Borderlands 4. First up is the... Yeah, this happens a lot. I like to think I have a modestly middle-class machine, but this game runs like an engineless car, or a horse with no legs. New games always seem to have some performance problems for a while after launch, but as for right now, this is straight up a head-on collision between my PC and the game. I've also given up on vault hunting with my fellow order obliterating aficionados, purely because it causes the game to crash like every half hour. In conclusion, shit runs like ass. Now on to the story. I think everyone collectively agrees that the story for Borderlands 3 was like eating cold pizza. Unenjoyable for most, but beloved by some. I, for one, actually liked Borderlands 3. The gameplay was fantastic. This time, Gearbox decided to turn the dial down on the doofus-infused tomfoolery and make this story grittier and grounded, but still keeping it Borderlandsy, you know?
How are you supposed to rip a guy when you're thinking of someone in button-up pajamas blowing cartoon bubbles in their sleep? It doesn't make sense! I had some great password ideas at driller hole shot down.
The story takes place on Kairos, a prison planet where everyone's welcome, but nobody can leave. Even if you really, really wanted to. And it's all thanks to this guy who looks an awful lot like Cyborg from Teen Titans, if he became Vision from Marvel. The whole plot of the story is that planet is being held hostage by Timekeeperson because of reasons. And now our shooter-looter superstar needs to show the big man a little love with lead to the head till he's dead so the planet can finally be free. But of course, it's not gonna be that easy. Before we can busto the gusto from Boss Man Time, we first need to cut the wire on his 3 underlings and whatever uncalled for concoctions they've concocted. Each of the main bosses has their own story in their own part of the map, and apart from the first section of the game, you get to choose which order you tackle the other 2 bosses in. Isn't that great? Really, it just boils down to some dude with OCD getting heated because the Vault Hunters keep triggering him. I liked all of the characters, the locations were all pleasantly unique and different. I could do without the immune faces during the boss fights, but that's a problem that can be solved with a bigger gun. The real question is, what in the beluga blue is this all building up to? If you've played Borderlands before, congrats! It's more Borderlands. Go shoot something. If this is your first Borderlands game, congrats! Go shoot something. Jokes aside, it's the same wacky, explosion-filled, bullet-slinging, chaos-infused FPS it's always been. But now with a bunch of quality of life changes and a whole lot of bugs.
Shaw!
Most of them not game-breaking though. The menu got a complete overhaul. Now you don't need to manually scoot your assets to a machine in order to customize your character or deposit items into your bank. There's more filters that make sorting through your loot a little easier. You can pick up items as junk, which means you can give the boot to all your unwanted loot with efficiency. No need for catch-a-ride stations anymore either. And most importantly, all of your mission rewards are kept inside your rewards tab, so you can open them at your leisure or forget about all of them like I did. Guns are even more ridiculous than before because of this shiny new license part contraption. Now your randomly generated death device can roll with parts from other manufacturers, giving them even more pain potential, baby. Like, just imagine a Maliwan SMG shooting toric explosives and having an unlimited COV magazine. It's like coloring but outside the lines. And a bunch of guns can roll with underbarrel attachments, like the spread launcher that does over 125k damage at the click of a button. The greatest change has to be Moxie's Encore. Hands down. Now you don't need to keep running back to the main menu and reloading your game just to farm your fancy orange flavored lead spitter. Those days are over, fellas. Just walk over and pay for yet another round in Murder Town. It's that simple. Little side note, just imagine how many more times we would crash if we had to keep quitting and reloading the game over and over again. Ain't that just crazy? Now it's time to find out who the best vaultie is. All of the vault hunters are addictively fun to play, and I'm saying that as I've only played 2 of them. Still, there's so much build variety. My eyes disagree with my brain looking at the skill trees. Every character has 3 skill pages, each with their own action skills, and on each page, there's 5 augments you could choose from that will change the way your ability works. And at the bottom of each tree, there's a capstone augment that adds an extra effect. However you decide to spend your skill points is completely up to you. So go nuts, pal. Still, it can be extremely overwhelming to try and plan out one of your builds, at least for me. What's my build supposed to do? What skill do I use? Does this gun synergize well? Should I put 3 points into this skill or 2? What do I do with this singular leftover skill point? It's so lonely and pathetic. And then I remember, that's what the YouTube build wizards are for. The only thing left to spit words about is the open world. The map is pretty massive, and it's filled with a bunch of stuff to do. Like usual, there's a heaping pile of side quests to go through, each with a healthy dose of Borderlands charm.
I was placed in that small defecation chamber by someone who said, memory. I will put you where shit goes.
Some of these side quests unlock farmable bosses too, so it's probably best to not ignore them. Gone are the days of fast traveling to respawn points. Now there's safe houses scattered all across the map. The only catch is that now you gotta capture the safe houses to actually use them as fast travel points. But once you do unlock a safe house, you also get access to these contracts, which you can complete for some of those sweet rewards in XP. There's some other stuff like surviving waves of the depraved while your robo-buddy hacks a propaganda speaker, or playing hide and seek with those orbs for a lore drop. Of course, there's a scrumptious amount of collectibles sprinkled around for you to collect at your leisure as well. So yeah, what are you waiting for? Go collect stuff. Yes, this is the end of the video. Congrats for making it here. Yes, this game runs like a land-stranded fish. Yes, my bank account is in shambles. But man, is this game fun. Look fellas, at the end of the day, whether or not you want to burn 90 doubloons is up to you. And yeah, I get it, not everybody is going to be a huge fan of Randallson Pitchfork and all his verbal genius. If you don't want to add extra to his oven of burnable income, that's a completely valid choice to make. I, on the other hand, am having a delectable time kicking ass in Kairos, in playable yet still rather unsatisfactory frames per second. Alright, I'll see you guys later.